It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today is a Monday, and normally we do metal songs, making it a Metal Monday. I'm not doing that today, y'all. I apologize. I will get back to Metal Mondays next week. The reason that we're not doing it today is because I am playing a bit of catch up this week. I have been sidelined for about a week and a half with debilitating lower back pain, y'all. And this is actually the first time that I've been in my office in more than a week. And I had a bunch of plans for last week that I did not get to. And so I want to tie up a few loose ends before we continue on. And the biggest of those loose ends is side 2 from the overview by Steven Wilson. A week ago Friday, I listened to side 1 of this new album from Steven Wilson that came out earlier this year. And the track Objects Outlive Us, the 23-minute suite, takes up all of side 1. And I absolutely loved it, y'all. I really, really did. I loved the musicality of it. It combined these classic prog sounds with more modern progressive sensibilities. And it brought you back to, okay, let's just fill up an entire side of vinyl with some music and see what we can do. I really, really enjoyed it. And so I'm quite eager to turn the album over and see what is there for us here on side 2. As we remember, the overview, this album is his 8th studio album. He released it back in March of this year. And it's one of these albums that's already one of my favorites from him because of the content of the music and what he's talking about, y'all. What he's talking about is this overview construct, right? What happens when we change our perspective and we give like a top-down view instead of just being mired in our own perspective? What if we can get ourselves out of that situation and look at it from a different perspective? Can we empathize? Can we move away? Right? And he takes the inspiration of space exploration and the experiences that people have had looking back at Earth from outer space, and they get a completely new perspective of what it means to be human, the human experience, how all of us are just here on this little rock floating in the vastness of space. And he's writing about it, and it's so far been quite illuminating, and I cannot wait to get to this track here on side 2. So let's do it, friends. I got to get my headphones on. We've got Steven Wilson, our composer. He's also on vocals, he's on guitar, he's on bass, he's on keyboards, he's on percussion, he's on production, and he did the mixing and mastering of this recording. Adam Holtzman is on the Hammond organ, the Mellotron, the piano, the Fender Rhodes, and some synths. Randy McStein is on guitar, backing vocals, and sound effects. Nico Tsonev is on guitar. Theo Travis is on the saxophone. Craig Blundell is on the drums, and Rodham Wilson is providing a vocal. Let's get to it, y'all. This is the overview. It is in 6 parts, but it's one complete piece, and it's going to take us about 18 minutes. So strap in, and let's see what we've got here. The overview from Steven Wilson. Here we go. Static. Part 1's called Perspective. Looks like somebody plugged in the cable. Got us connected here. It's quite a soundscape. Very busy.
Signs beyond 1 megameter. 10 to the power of 6. Ganymeter. Callisto. 359. Size beyond 1 gigameter.
Now a gigameter. It was a megameter.
10
Now
to
it's a
the power of
gigameter.
9. Sirius.
Sirius.
Altair.
These are stars.
Vega.
Vega.
Polaris.
Polaris. Zooming out again.
Size beyond 1 terameter.
Terameter.
10 to the power of 12. Antares.
Antares.
Pistol star. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. This is amazing. Yeah. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. What do you see? Okay.
Size beyond 1 petameter.
Petameter.
10 to the power of 15. Stingray Nebula.
Yeah.
Ring Nebula. Helix Nebula. The Spire. Hourglass Nebula.
It's an extended opening. Doesn't even feel like we've been going for almost 3 minutes. It's like we're traveling through space.
Size beyond 1 exameter. 10 to the power of 18. Omega Centauri. Messier 54.
So we're zooming out even more.
Tarantula Nebula.
The Tarantula Nebula. I'm learning something from Steven. What these...
Size beyond 1 zetameter.
Now it's a zettameter. Z-E-T-T-A.
Milky Way.
The Milky Way.
Andromeda Galaxy. Fornax Cluster.
Beautiful.
Size beyond 1 yottameter.
A yottameter.
10 to the power of 24.
10 to the power of 24.
Virgo Supercluster. Eridanus Supervoid. Supercluster Complex.
First real dissonance that I've heard. Part 2. The Beautiful Infinity 1. Sounds like Fa Do Sol. Relatively simple chords after that spacious opening. Huh. Back on Earth, my loving wife's been dead for years. Is that Do now?
I see myself in relation to it all.
No, that's a 5. 5. flat 6 to 5. Time dilation. They're talking about each moment for me is a lifetime for you. Flat 3 to flat 6 to 5. They're combining major key and minor key chords off the same tonic. And of course, like most Steven Wilson pieces, the mix is clean. I can hear everything. Lovely experience. If this is going into part 3, it's called Borrowed Atoms. Two and three and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The oxygen recycled. And the atoms are just borrowed.
Is this real? Is this a dream?
Good questions, Steven.
There's no reason for any of this. Just a beautiful infinity.
Okay. Into part 4. A Beautiful Infinity 2. So they're doing the same chords that they were doing before. 2, flat 3. Yeah, so that lands on that G chord, that 5. 5, 1, right. Flat 3, flat 6 to 5. Journey's just begun. That's cool. What's going to happen next? Going back into these electronic sounds of the beginning.
Size beyond 1 megameter.
Okay, so Rotem Wilson is back,
Ganymede. Callisto.
taking us through the universe here.
Size beyond 1 gigameter. 10 to the power of
7,
Sirius.
7,
Altair.
7,
Vega.
Vega,
Polaris.
Polaris. Yeah, we've heard these words before.
Size beyond 1 terameter.
Except now in part 5, instead of it being perspective, it's infinity measured in moments. That's the name of this section.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, from a cosmic perspective, we are but temporary pieces of the cosmic puzzle, aren't we? Or is that Rodado? Five, six, seven. Still in 7. Yum, bum, tritone, dum. There's that same thing again, down to there, A flat, I think, to G. Then it's G down to F. So G Phrygian? Such cool music.
Size beyond 1 centimeter. 10 to the power of 21.
Okay.
Milky Way. Andromeda Galaxy. Fornax Cluster.
That's
Size beyond 1 yottameter. 10 to the power of 24.
is a ukulele all that's left?
Virgo Supercluster. Eridanus Supervoid. Supercluster Complex.
Okay. So that's the end of part 5. Part 6 is called Permanence. Just an instrumental to finish it out. For about 3 minutes. Instead of all of that motion, it feels like everything's just in suspended animation. Very little motion. Almost like echoes. A dark night in the city that never sleeps. Yeah, it kind of has that noir feeling to it, doesn't it? It's like we've returned to our place in the stars, away from Earth. And this piece is from the perspective of being away from Earth and looking back that way, and so we end back here, away from it all. And that's how he's going to end it. It's a fascinating album, friends. I love the questions that he's asking lyrically. Of course, I love the music, but I especially love the questions and the pondering that he's doing, because those are some of the same questions that I have. It's kind of a classic Steven Wilson perspective on humanity, on the human experience. He's pointing out I guess in both of these songs, the paradox of our personal struggles down here, really close to us, as compared to the profound nature of these grand cosmic events that occur within our observable universe. And he's saying perspective matters, which means that our reality is the result of our perspective on the way that we view the world. And reality can be different for each individual person because of these different mundane things that happen to us, right? And the way that we think about them, the way that we respond to them, and so on. But when we all move out to this, 50,000 foot perspective and look back down, or from space and look back down, or from the Milky Way galaxy and look back down, those mundane differences just wisp away, and they don't matter. What binds us together is what matters. Yeah, from a certain distance, the only thing that matters is how we're connected, not how we're different. I did learn something. A megameter, then a gigameter, then a terameter, and so on. All of these different ways of kind of moving away and gaining that higher perspective. There's some great lyrical moments in this too, friends. Part 2, A Beautiful Infinity. The first time that we hear this, it says, snow is falling, but it can't be seen from here, which means he's away from Earth, right? And then it goes, and back on Earth, my loving wife's been dead for years. I see myself in relation to it all. What seemed important now, like dust inside the squall. Each moment for me is a lifetime for you. Gravity is affecting him differently, and it's causing time to move differently for him where he is. than for us back on Earth. And then when we get to part 3, borrowed atoms, the clouds have no history, the sea feels no sorrow, the oxygen recycled. All of it recycled. Think about it. All of our oxygen recycled. It's been used before, you know? And then he says, and the atoms are just borrowed. The paleness and fragility of this I call a home. I'm already gone. Is there self? Is this real? Is this a dream? Great questions. Then when we get to A Beautiful Infinity Part 2, the outro of that, he says, the light that radiates from here can shame the sun, but in 1 billion years, its journey just begun. It's almost unanswerable questions because we can't really get all the way out there. But we can imagine it, and we can use our imagination to help inform what we might think, how we might respond. And that can, I think, just be enough to enhance our perspective. To practice doing that is to practice empathy, thinking of ourselves experiencing life in a different way, from a different person's perspective. How would we think? How would we feel? That sort of thing. In the end, you know, while we're here, it seems very important to us in the matter of life and death and all of that, because it is for us in our mundane lives. But in this one of these last choruses, Stephen says, all we were, all destroyed, drifting on through the void as all permanence of matter disappears. Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. It keeps us humble. It keeps us in check to remember and be mindful of these constructs of life, you know, to not take the mundane and let it overpower you too much, to not let the unknown overpower you too much. Just try to embrace it and keep the wonder, the awe of the unknown, to stay curious, to not be scared of the unknown, to try to embrace it, to try to wrap your brain around it, and then to share it with other people. Amazing album. An amazing album from Stephen. I was supposed to go and see Stephen play this live in concert this past weekend. I just was not physically able to do it. I feel okay right now. My back is hurting a little bit, but you know, it was great for me to get to hear this while my brain was still on it, and while I was still eagerly awaiting the second side. And it bums me out that I wasn't able to go see Stephen, but you know, sometimes your body just says, you know, not today, and that's okay. But I've got the music, and I've got the stories of my buddies that went to the show, and hopefully at some point there will be some video out there of Stephen doing this live. It would be lovely to see it. And he continues to bring us these thoughtful, just human-filled artistic pieces. He makes us think. He makes us wonder. And he invites us in for a great time, as the music is always just right up there. Really, really great stuff. Y'all, it was wonderful to be with you today looking at this piece. I really enjoyed it, and I hope to buy this. I want to put it on the turntable and enjoy it as many times as I would like. And Just can't wait to continue to enjoy this one. A wonderful album from Steven. Out this year, his 8th solo album, The Overview. He is out and doing a U.S. tour on this album right now. So if you can, I would suggest you go out and see if you can catch him. Wonderful stuff. Y'all, thank you for being with me. It's great to be back, and I believe that is going to be it for me today. So I thank you for hanging out with me. We will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.